Hello team, welcome to another ATP Geopolitics video with myself, Jonathan MSP. This is a very late night breaking news update. I figured I had to share this with you. Most of you will know this already, no doubt, but General Zaluzhny, Ukraine's ex-army chief, has been appointed ambassador to the UK by Zelensky. So this is Yahoo News, well, actually, Agence France Presse, saying Ukraine on Thursday named Valery Zaluzhny as its new envoy to the UK, a month after he was removed from his position as the country's commander-in-chief. The announcement came as Ukrainian President Zelensky met British Defence Secretary Grant Shapps. Zelensky, quote, approved the candidacy of Zaluzhny for the post of extraordinary and plenipotentiary ambassador of Ukraine to the United Kingdom on Thursday, the Ukrainian Foreign Ministry said in a statement. Zelensky praised the appointment of Zaluzhny, saying the alliance with Britain, one of his country's main backers since the start of the Russian invasion, quote, should only get stronger. Zaluzhny told me that this is the direction he would like to take, diplomacy, he added. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba also welcomed the appointment as a logical step, saying Zaluzhny brought the necessary, quote, understanding of the military context to the post. The popular general had led the Ukrainian army since the start of the war against Russia, pushing back a vastly more powerful invading force in the first months of the conflict. Dubbed the Iron General by Ukrainian media, Zaluzhny came to symbolize the country's resistance and enjoyed sky-high approval ratings among the public. But the failure of the much-vaunted counter-offensive last summer and public disagreement with Zelensky tarnished his reputation in the president's office. He was replaced by Oleksandr Syrsky, who commanded Ukraine's lightning autumn 2022 counter-offensive in the northeastern Kharkiv region. Okay. I'm not quite sure what to make of this. I mean, this is good news that Zaluzhny is not being cast out and he's not going to be a sort of enemy to Zelensky. He's not going to be in some position off to the side sniping at Zelensky in a counterproductive way. So he's being placed into an ambassadorial role. He's a general, so, that's going to be a new skill for him to learn. But he's obviously got knowledge and expertise in the military domain to be able to bring to his role. I don't know what he can achieve. Britain's an interesting choice. I still need to work out in my mind why Britain. What can you get out of Britain that you wouldn't be able to get out of other nations? I think Britain could do more and give more. I was talking in one of my videos earlier that what we have given in terms of our as a percentage of GDP is down the bottom of the list of countries, really. We've got a big GDP and we are helping to a large degree, and we've got a lot of kudos for helping in very particular ways. Maritime aid, also Challenger 2 tanks, NLAWs, the anti-tank guided missile systems, and of course Storm Shadow cruise missiles. So there's some really key things that we helped with, and we stood by Ukraine's side from the very beginning. Boris Johnson was super popular in Ukraine, and with Zelensky himself, it's the first person that Zelensky phoned after the invasion. And so Britain does have a kind of special place. I don't know whether Zaluzhny will be able to get more out of Britain. I think, although we don't do as much as a percentage of our GDP compared to other nations in terms of military aid, we are giving aid in other ways, such as the Maritime Coalition, things like maritime insurance being underwritten by the UK government, so on and so forth. There's a lot of things that won't turn up on charts of how much money have you given to Ukraine or how much military aid have you given to Ukraine. We are helping in other ways, intelligence, satellites and stuff like that. All these other ways that the UK will be helping. That is super important. I don't know why. This isn't a criticism. I'm wondering to you out loud why Britain and what can Zaluzhny do. What does he need to do? What is Britain lacking in? Really, we're lacking in funding for our own armed services to get them to a point where we'll be better able to help Ukraine. It's going to be interesting to see how this position develops, and what he is able to achieve, what he wants to achieve. I have been sitting on a fence as far as, not wanting to overly criticize Zaluzhny and not wanting to sing his praises for no particular reason. So I see a lot of people loving him and giving him praise, but I'm not sure whether it's founded on actual military decisions or whether the fact that he looks like a nice guy, he comes across really well, he wears those Mandalorian badges, and he's, all these kind of almost semi-mythological elements to him. It means he's been put up on this pedestal. But then when you look at the counteroffensive not going to plan, and when you look at the lack of defensive lines presently for the Ukrainians to fall back on, it's not Syrski's fault that there were no defensive lines. Like that was ultimately Zaluzhny and Zelensky's fault that they aren't there. And so there probably can be criticism leveled against him that some people don't like because they like Zaluzhny that much. And as mentioned, he has really high approval ratings, particularly among the Ukrainian population. So his removal was deeply unpopular within the army and within the general population. But I don't know. It's interesting. I think you can build a case for going both ways for him. Interesting development there. Let me know what you think and what you think his objectives are and what he can achieve. Anyway, that's enough from me. I'm off to bed. Toodle pips.